And we will also have to do films like if they do an RRR or something, and they come to Alia and me, we will also have to do Pan India. We will also have to go to some of their actors.
I have that fire, that drive. I want to do everything. I want to do this, that, and keep challenging myself and pushing myself.
The story should move me, inspire me, that I need to tell the story myself, and it should be challenging to me.
When I was making the shift from South to here, a lot of people didn't know my body of work there.
When I heard the idea, I really liked the idea, and that is when I went and I checked on what exactly it is, and then we started working on the script.
Even in the 90s, the roles that were written for women were amazing. I mean, if you look at Tabu ma'am or Kajal ma'am or you know, all of the big stars.
मैं बोर बहुत जल्दी हो जाता हूँ, तो you know I need to switch to different things, and the only thing जिससे मैं बोर नहीं होता हूँ, that is work.
Ajay sir, first of all, I have to tell you both that I didn't know what Runway 34 was about till the trailer came out. First trailer, I loved it because I still had that, there was that sense of intrigue. If you go and read comments on that trailer, you will see everybody saying that we still don't know what it is about exactly, but it is so much, it's so good, and you always do content-driven cinema. When I say paradigm shifts, there was a point of time जब सब मसाला मूवी करते थे, आपने दोनों को बैलेंस किया. You always balanced, you know, you've done masala movies also. There's a Suryavanshi also, and then there's a Gangubai also, and then there's Runway 34. Was that always a move that you had, like कि मुझे ऐसे ही करना है?
I won't call it a move, but I think that came naturally. कि मैं बोर बहुत जल्दी हो जाता हूँ, तो you know I need to switch to different things, and the only thing जिससे मैं बोर नहीं होता हूँ, that is work. So how do I swap from this place to that is the whole.
And are you happy with the kind of work that you are getting today? You know, I have spoken to you at one point where you said that you were finding it difficult to get good films in Hindi films. Today, when there was a point when you transitioned from South, that people had called you.
Don't make it up. I never said that.
People had called you an iron leg, and also from there to being this, you know, you're a top runner. When people think of actors, when producers think of actors today, especially from the younger generation, they do think of you as one of the actors who's pretty and who can act really well.
Thank you.
So the perception has changed. With even in a De De Pyar De, he's sitting here, I'm still saying I loved you so much in that film. So I want to know that, do you see the perception change?
I think what I had told you was that when I was making the shift from South to here, a lot of people didn't know my body of work there. And then you have to sort of you introduce yourself, and you don't know whether they know you or they don't know you. But then I would just say, okay, I've done this, and that was the time to find your footing, to leave a certain stardom, and then come here. So that was a phase where I was in the phase of shifting, but nevertheless, I think the industry has been very warm, and I'm very grateful for the kind of work I've got. And especially De De was a film which was like a stepping stone, honestly, for people, because a larger audience saw the film and then they saw me very differently. And the rest, I don't put so much thought into it. I'm very happy with the films I'm doing. Am I content with it? No. I have that fire, that drive. I want to do everything. I want to do this, that, and keep challenging myself and pushing myself, and hoping that people keep giving me those opportunities to showcase different roles.
I'll tell you. So my way of gauging if a film is tracking well is very different. I have that mode. I don't know if it's right or wrong. So मेरे दोस्त हैं जो बिल्कुल इंडस्ट्री से कोई ताल्लुकात नहीं है, सब इंजीनियर्स है या डिजिटल मार्केटिंग में कुछ ना कुछ करते हैं. अभी जब मैं बात करता हूँ कि आज मैं इंटरव्यू लेने जा रहा हूँ, and if they can tell me कि कौन से दिन वो रिलीज हो रहा है, then I know that they have seen the trailer and they want to watch it. Because most people don't realize or don't know the release dates, is what I feel.
Yeah.
All my friends know that this is coming on,
on 29th April.
So that's a good thing.
That's a very good thing, and they actually loved the first trailer. Some of them have loved the first trailer, some of them have loved the second trailer because the second trailer says a lot more about the... But this is a real life incident. Does it become challenging when you are treating it like that? Because there'll be a lot to read up about. Like today, people, once they watch the movie, they'll Google.
Yeah.
And everything will be available. A lot of it is fictionalized also.
It is dramatized, I would say, fiction more than fictionalized. We've not picked up so we picked up the incident. We have not picked up the characters behind the incident, in the sense, not their personal life at all.
Yeah.
So that has been created. But apart from that, the incident is real, and this is what had happened, and what they had gone through after the incident also. That's true.
And does it become more challenging for you when did you get to know about the incident, and then did you want to?
When I heard the script, then I also googled, because when I heard the idea, I really liked the idea, and that is when I went and I checked on what exactly it is, and then we started working on the script.
You know, one thing that connects the two of you is also that you guys are very accepting individuals, is what I say. Today we have come to a term where we are saying that we are one industry, and I think both of you have believed it for the longest time. Like some of them in the industry have believed it for the longest time. Today, I heard you saying in another conversation where people asked you that, "Arey, ab to bol rahe Bollywood khatam hai." Aisa kuch nahi hai. I have never heard that. I just feel that there are certain kind of movies that are doing well because they are positioned really well. Had Hindi, like Suryavanshi is a well-mounted film. That's why it's doing that kind of business.
Yeah.
When you have a Suryavanshi down south, or when you have an RRR in like Hindi film industry, it will do exactly those numbers. But are you happy with the cross-pollination that's happening today and the acceptance?
But that's good, no? Because like we were saying earlier also, it should be one film industry. I mean, Hollywood does not have this industry and that industry. There's one industry, no? India, this is India. It has to be one industry, whatever the language. And because now they have also started dubbing their films in Hindi, so it is so-called Bollywood, I would say, the Indian film industry, which is coming up, which is good for all of us.
Yeah, it's just a larger reach now. Language is not a barrier.
The more the merrier.
Yeah. And if the best of all the industries come together in a country like India, which is so rich with culture and history, just imagine the kind of Indian cinema we can create.
Sir, also today, if we see, जैसे पैराडाइम शिफ्ट मैंने साउथ का बोला, तो ऐसा बॉलीवुड में भी, मतलब हिंदी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में भी एक टाइम था जहाँ पे हमने, जो when we were growing up in the 90s, we've seen some of our most favorite stars do multi-starers. In between, it had stopped somehow. And
नहीं यार, 90s में भी कहाँ हो रहा था? It was happening in 80s. इश्क, no, what else? Count.
कुछ होता है also.
10 साल में 2 पिक्चरें या 3 पिक्चरें.
It's a story. It's never a trend. Nothing is a trend. It's a story that requires multi.
And today also, if we have a script where you need 2 big stars or 3 big stars, and if their roles are balanced and everything is balanced, why won't they do it? They will do it. But the problem is that there's nobody to write balanced roles then.
Yeah.
You need to do that.
No, when I saw Suryavanshi, everybody is talking about the climax, but the best part about the movie is that there are 3 big stars coming together and not trying to eat into anybody else's plate, and they were happy with what they were doing.
Yeah.
It's very rare. It is very rare today, and I think women also are doing that. I think women are doing it also more. Do you see that change happening today?
I'm sure it'll happen, because see, if you're talking about pan India, whatever you call, you need to do something like this. We will have to work like this.
Yeah.
We will have to do films. We will also have to do films like if they do an RRR or something, and they come to Alia and me. We will also have to do pan India. We will also have to go to some of their actors. And there'll be a synergy, and you can make a pan India film with two good actors, one from there, one from here. So you should do things like this, of course.
And what about you? Do you feel that the roles that are being written for women have also evolved over the years? But I don't think that it is.
Honestly, can I say something? I think even in the 90s, the roles that were written for women were amazing. I mean, if you look at Tabu ma'am or Kajal ma'am or, all of the big stars, they've had some great films ahead of its time, and even if it's balanced with a male actor or not, like you said, kuch hota hai. No, they were not frivolous roles, and I think there's always everything available. It's just that what is the conversation today about? 5 people will talk about something and that becomes the conversation. But I think there's always been good roles for women. But having said that, I think in the last few years, in terms of content, we're experimenting, which is why it seems like, women are doing so well. Because
this film also, she has a fabulous role.
Yeah. And I also want to say that there are so many movies that both of you are doing today. And today there is acceptance all over, not just in India, I'm talking about globally, whether there's an OTT route. Your show has done so well. Is there a plan to come up with a season 2? And with all
Yeah,
the films that are
season 2
lined,
sure would come up.
are you shooting this year?
No, I don't know. I am not very sure when I'll start shooting. I have to still sort out my dates. But yeah, I'm committed to season 2 and we will do it.
And what about you? There are so many movies back to back. And if you see intrinsically, all of them are very different from each other in the spaces. Like even an
Yeah.
Attack, and this is very different, and then Indian is very different, and all the other movies, whether
Dr. G and Chhatriwali.
Chhatriwali,
Yeah.
Dr. G, they're all very different spaces. Is
Yeah.
that a conscious?
It's just happened, you know. Of course, you personally want to do. I don't want to do the same thing in the very next film because I'll get bored, and audiences will get bored very fast. But just because they're releasing simultaneously or one after the other, it seems like it's a variety. But it just so happened. Honestly, the scripts came to me. I liked the scripts, and that's about it. And the last 2 years didn't have a release, so now that everything is
Yeah,
unfolding, it
it is
seems
true.
like that.
It's true. But thank you, sir. And I know that this film is going to really, really do well because the content of the film already speaks for itself. And like I said,
And your friends know the release date. And next time, every film we should call him and say कि friends को पता है नहीं तो उनको बुला के release date बताओ.
exactly that, because I genuinely feel, and I told him just before the interview, and
Yeah.
that this is one way to gauge that okay, people know.
Yeah.
And I know that this film is going to do really well, and I hope that you continue to be the human beings that you are. That is
Thank
what matters the most. And you make more films and direct some more very, very quickly.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nayan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.